Hello, thank you for listening to the Skate Fillet podcast. This is episode 99 with myself and Michael Medina, as always. Um, as always, we're going to talk about this week in skateboarding, which includes Zack Wallin dropped a part on Thrasher. Mikey Taylor announced his
Departure.
departure. Thank you. That's the word I was
I
looking
got
for.
your back, dude. That's all
From,
good.
from DC Shoes. What else? Battle at the Barracks, Sean Malto and Donovan Strain. Then obviously the weekend's battles. So these are all some things we're going to discuss today. We're going to start out with Zack Wallin's Thrasher part because I was able to just watch it right now. It's pretty fresh in my mind. Medina, do you have any thoughts on that?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Also, dude, I feel like your intro is getting very, very calm.
It might be my mood today, but yeah, maybe
You're very calm today. No, what was I gonna say, dude? That it was really short. It seemed like, or am I just crazy? Am I? Yeah.
It wasn't it was just the intro was super long.
Like the bales and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna
The
say,
Bales and B-roll was like a minute and a half, I want to say.
and it was pretty much all downhill.
Yeah.
Like all downhill stuff.
Yeah, a lot of it was. You're right.
I don't know. It was sick. What did you think of it? I mean, we definitely got some nollies like we were expecting for sure.
And a sick front three.
Yep, very good one.
I felt like it was. I don't know. The way the whole intro thing was a little weird to me because I feel like it was too long. But once the song changed and the part really started, I really enjoyed the skating a lot. He had a cool ledge line where he did a switch 180 frontside 5-0 back 180 out, or like tapped it.
Yeah, that trick is
like
sick.
Looked like a switch front three, pretty much.
Yeah.
Walked the ledge. That looked really sick. There's a super, obviously, a gnarly nollie, sick front three, which is a trick that I think of when I think of Zack Wallin. He did a wally to manual and then wall ride on that spot that we saw Evan Smith skate. I like that a lot. Kickflip manual. What was it? He kickflip manual to something that was so sick. He was like up a sidewalk, down a hill, but I thought he did
up a sidewalk and down a hill is what I thought too.
Is that what it was? Yeah, okay.
I'm pretty sure, dude.
I don't know, a lot of pop and a lot of fast hill bombs tricks.
He also really likes independent long sleeves.
Kickflip up the curb to manual, and then he went off that double set that everyone skates in SF that lands downhill.
Yeah, for sure.
That was super gnarly.
Oh, yeah.
He wally board said the super tall hubba. That was sick.
He also really likes long sleeve independent shirts.
The nollie for the ender was pretty buck.
Yeah, that was absolutely
super buck, actually. Off that,
yeah.
Like off a ledge into a bank.
Yeah, for some reason, no matter what, I'm never gonna not think of this dude as the guy who nollied Wallenberg.
Nollie back 180, correct?
Nollie back 180. Why did I say nollie? Nollie back 180.
I think of that, but then I think of like his huge, what was it, that kickflip over that street gap he did?
I don't even know.
You've probably seen it. It's a little old now.
Zack Wallin's tight. I don't know. It wasn't like my favorite part of the week, that's for sure. I'm not trying to hate or anything. It was cool.
I really like the skating again. I just think that the intro was
too
long for the amount of footage that there was.
Totally. I also think that unfortunately it's going to be one of those parts that's just like totally buried by other stuff.
I agree. I honestly
like just as an example, our fucking boys, dude. The Mole brothers. Dude,
we'll go right into that.
We'll go right into that. That's the best thing of the week, man. It was for sure the most enjoyable thing for me personally.
All right, let's hear it.
I think, first of all, it's super sick that we get the return. Well, we didn't get to see him, but it's Man Ramp. And anytime Man Ramp's involved, I'm fucking down to watch that. But no, is Man Ramp Tom Mole?
Honestly, I don't. I know he's.
Which one's Man Ramp?
But I don't know. I don't know. All I know is the Warble or whatever. That's like what the video is, right? And that was like in the title of Man Ramp's thing.
Yeah, totally.
I don't know.
All I know is that if Man Ramp is also Tom Mole, then he's the filmer and editor of both of these parts. Okay. So either way, there's another brother that may or may not be Man Ramp. but he's filming and editing these parts. But
I
think it's
you're
really
right,
sick.
honestly.
I think it's really sick, like how they used like their little footage from when they were kids and they like mixed it in with like
That was so sick.
the coolest fucking transitions. Steve's part in particular, I think it was really cool how like the first trick is. I feel like, okay, first of all, like I've said this expression before where like if you're doing the weird tricks, do them the right way, like the no complies and all that little weird goofy shit. Like if you're gonna do that shit, do it the right way. And I feel like he's definitely doing it the right way. Like no comply board slide down Hollywood 12 is no
that
fucking
was
joke, man.
insane.
Yeah, no fucking joke, man. And like, what else does he do? He does airwalk back 360.
It's a good
Who
way
does
to
that?
get racked.
Who does that?
Or slide down a rail.
That's gnarly, man. But like, I feel like he's also one of those dudes that like he'll have like a weird boneless or a no comply trick or something. You know what I mean? Like or like a trick where he just jumps around and flops his feet on something. You know. But then the next trick will be like something genuinely gnarly.
Yeah,
like you know what I mean.
Super buck.
Yeah, so it's like you can sit there. It's like he's like the perfect combination of like these goofy, fun, like party tricks, you know, with like serious fucking talent. Not just like because like I don't mean to be like a hater, I guess, or maybe I do. I really don't fucking know anymore. But like I know people that do these weird, goofy shit, you know, and that's all they do. And like you ask them to do a heel flip or a fucking tray flip, and it's the end of the world. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. All I know, it's like, seriously, dude, like that's the perfect combination. The part where he makes the sparks. Are you kidding me?
Oh, I know. So sick.
How fucking fun was that, dude? Music choice, excellent. There's something about like 80s music in skate videos that's just like very. It just goes well.
Yeah, I think the song choice.
Even if that's not an actual song from the 80s and it's like song from 2017, it's made to sound like it's from the 80s. I really don't know. That could very well be the factor here. But I just think that music choice for the type of part that he put out was absolutely perfect.
I agree. I think you nailed it with the a lot of tricks and kind of like a real fun vibe.
Mm-hmm.
But undeniably a talented skateboarder that's doing gnarly things.
Here's my number
doing
one
it his
question.
Own way.
Here's my number one question these days with like these web parts. Would you watch it again?
Yes.
Are you going to watch it again?
Probably yes.
Sick. I said the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he is now my prime example for you can be weird but also be good.
Okay.
Yep.
Fair enough.
I'm gonna go with that. Also, another thing I have here is like, is he on Welcome or getting boards from Welcome?
I don't know, honestly. I don't know anything
That's
about
what it looked like, right?
Them up. I think so, yeah, but I didn't pay a ton of attention.
I definitely, for some reason, there's some part of me that like ever since I was little, it's like I have to.
I know it's weird. Usually I'm like that as well, but I'm just thinking. Now that you mention it, it's not ringing a bell. Like, oh yeah, I saw that too. But if I watch it, maybe I'd remember. But
I just recognize I don't recognize their graphics because I'm not really like a fan of Welcome. Well, no, I shouldn't say fan. I got nothing wrong. I got no problem with them. But like,
you don't follow it a lot.
Exactly, that's what I should say. I don't follow them as a brand, but like I feel like I see their little colors, like the little teal and pink and stuff, and I feel like I may or may not.
You're probably right.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it. I really think it's sick. Like, I guess we can just move on to the next thing, which is also the same thing. Dave's part. No, I feel like, okay, with Dave, just as fucking fun to watch for sure, but there's like a clear sense of him being more like traditional.
Okay.
Like, yes, he has his weird tricks
to
an extent. Exactly. That's what I thought.
Because there's a lot of interesting, cool, in my opinion, spot selection and trick selection.
Rooftop nose grind, where he drops in the last roof. Are you shitting me?
Pop out on the roof. Wally off the roof. Enter ollie onto the tree stump.
Yep. All I'm saying is like insane. if you're trying to like get me to watch the rest of your shit, you fucking nose grind on a roof ledge and then drop off that said roof. Like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna watch the rest of that. That sounds awesome. That thing where he like drops in like on a branch. What the
Yeah.
fuck? You ever seen that in your life?
Can't say I have.
I can't say I've ever seen that in my life. It made me think of those old CKY video commercials where Bam's like jumping into the tree and then he drags it down.
That's sick.
That's like the first thing I thought of. I'm glad that at first I thought it was just like him fucking around, you know?
Yeah.
And then it shows him actually make it. I was like, I literally probably said fuck yeah out loud.
That's super.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I also think there's something really cool in there. I can't remember if it was his part or his brother's part, but there's a part where like when we mentioned like their little kid clips or like you know what I'm saying, like the little dad cam shit. Yeah, the little dad cam film stuff. I feel like there was I want to say it was in his part where there's a part where like he skates a rail that's like held up by tires and he slams.
Oh yeah,
that was like just literally just like a look into the future of like these two dudes are gonna skate a bunch of weird shit in about
weird stuff.
in about
That's
10
sick.
years.
That's super tight, actually.
Yeah, for sure.
I like that a lot.
Hell yeah. What else do I got? I also think that it's super. What was I gonna say? The run up, the fucking run up on the ender. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Are you
the
kidding?
Ender was unbelievable.
The route that he took to get to there is fucking awesome, dude. I loved it. I thought that was B-roll for a second. Then he sure as shit like turns the corner and jumps on his board.
Dude, yeah, that was pretty mind blowing for sure.
Loved it. That Ender, man, like I don't know
so
how
gnarly.
Like how is that not going completely viral right now?
I know, I agree.
That's absolutely fucked, dude. Are you kidding me? When have you seen that
was
spot?
Like the size of his board.
When have you seen that spot ever?
On a hike.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Exactly. Like what dude do you skate with that's gonna pull up and be like, oh fuck yeah, I got a trick for this spot.
The gnarly thing was like, even if that spot didn't have a massive drop, it would have been sick. Like the ollie on and ollie off, like over a flat gap. Like that could have been a flat gap.
Totally agree.
And another, it was we mentioned drop.
Yeah, huge. It's the fact that he tried it more than once is absolutely crazy to me.
Yeah, I can't.
But no, another thing that I noticed is he had a bunch of Element boards.
Okay, sick.
So I'm assuming he gets boards from Element, or he really likes Element. But I'm assuming they give him boards. He's fucking amazing.
Sounds like.
And I'm assuming his bro gets hooked up from Welcome, which, in my opinion, is so fitting for both.
Yeah, that's tight.
Like holy shit! Like he totally goes well with Element. He totally goes well with Welcome. Like fuck yeah. They did well branding there.
I'm gonna read some. I took some notes. I mean, you described the video part super well, so I'll probably just read some standout tricks and we'll keep it moving. Dave Mole will do his part first. So like you already mentioned, nose grind pop out on the roof. Drop in on this bank to roll and grind on the handrails. Or was it a handrail or like a shootout rail? It was so gnarly. Kickflip off the sidewalk, bump was sick. Ollie onto the tree stump. And because there was 2 tree stump clips, I believe, right? There was one earlier in the part, and then there was the ender that was super gnarly. And then he wallied off a roof. That was really sick. Steve Mole, no comply board side down Hollywood 12. Front 180 to half cab flip. Like super quick feet down the 2 sets of stairs was super rad. Front wall ride, kickflip out, China Banks over the ledge. Looked so sick. I like that clip a lot. Board side a tree stump was just, I mean, just the tree stump trend in this video is just pretty incredible. And then he boards at a curve ledge 270 out, and then he did no comply front board down that Oakland rail. The one that we talked about the other week where Miles got hurt. Well, Mike, you here?
Yeah, that was fucking weird.
Yeah, you disappeared for like a quarter of a second.
My bad, dude.
No, you're good. Yeah, so those are just some standout tricks. I would say if you haven't watched either of those parts, go do it. They're on Thrasher.
Oh,
Very
definitely.
entertaining. Very entertaining skateboarding.
I would recommend watching them back to back too.
Yeah, definitely.
Because they're bros, and their part is essentially just one long ass part. That's how I feel about it. Like it was sick.
Yeah, agreed.
Dude, hell yeah. Best thing of the week in my opinion. Well, as far as video parts go.
Okay, fair enough. Mikey Taylor. What was the word that you plugged in for me earlier?
I don't remember.
announced his departure from
Okay.
DC Shoes. Mike, you sound a little quiet. I don't know if you could possibly move your mic. It's not terrible, but it's just a little quiet.
I don't know.
But yeah, so Mikey Taylor is no longer on DC Shoes. I would say that this doesn't come as too much of a surprise to Medina or I, or probably viewers of our podcast, because we recently discussed that it appears that he's going to be either launching or a part of a new footwear brand called Ovni. And when we were discussing that, he was still listed on the DC team page, so we expected it to end soon. And we've also seen DC let multiple riders go in the past few months due to
I was gonna
financial
say,
issues.
Well, no, I feel like the thing that's definitely you should mention that's worth mentioning for sure is that all the dudes that have been let go or have parted ways with DC have all been dudes that have been injured.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's no secret here, or it's no surprise, I guess, to hear that DC may be having budget issues or whatever. Like when you hear rumors like that, and then you see dudes that are
Well, it's more than a rumor. And they
right,
went bankrupt, or
right. Well,
Quicksilver that
yeah,
owns them.
I understand that, but at the same time, DC is one of those brands that you look at as them not going anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah, fair enough.
That's all I'm saying. And like for them to lose these names that are very synonymous with DC, so to speak, like Mikey and fucking Mike Mo and Felipe, you know what I mean?
Davis.
Davis. These are all not even these were these or I guess I should say were these are all dudes that were on the biggest skateboarding platform, which is Street League.
Yeah.
These are all dudes that are potentially known by people outside of skateboarding. You know what I mean? Because of Street League,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
of the exposure that they've been able to get from it. So
Okay.
it's kind of interesting to me to like see which dudes are staying and which ones are leaving, because you can clearly see that there is an age thing for sure. Like all the dudes that are really out there repping DC and really like getting a lot of support. Not I should say support. Um, like a lot of coverage from DC themselves are all very young dudes.
Mm-hmm. I
And
would agree, actually.
and it's almost like they're working on a rebrand, so to speak.
Yeah, actually, I saw a comment on Mikey Taylor's post that said something along the lines of, "Are they rebranding?"
Totally.
Because I think that we've seen that from DC multiple times in the past.
We've seen it from almost
Most
every
recognize,
brand.
yeah, every brand. I think most recognizably with DC would be the whole rediscover campaign they had when they pretty much Mikey got on, Davis was put on, Chris Cole was announced.
Wes,
Well, Wes had been on, but
but
he
like
was.
Wes is what? Yeah, right.
And then they announced Mike Mo and Nija, and this was only probably what 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah,
So it's kind of crazy to think about. They launched this campaign with pretty much like an insane team, a super team, as some people would say,
mm-hmm.
and here we are, really not too long after that whole thing was launched and announced,
And now all the Street League
and
dudes are gone.
a lot of dudes are gone. Mike Mo's gone, Nigel's gone, Mikey Taylor's gone, Davis is gone,
Naja.
Felipe's gone. Yep, Nigel's on the swoosh. Like, there's so many dudes that I think were pretty much the face of
That's
DC
like
that
half
like
the team.
together were DC,
Uh-huh.
and they're all gone. Now, with that being said, they still have
Payless.
dudes that have been there for a while. Chris Cole, who was a big part of that whole Discover thing, at the moment is still on DC.
Matt Miller still wearing DCs.
Who?
Matt Miller still wearing DCs.
Matt Miller. And then, like you were saying, a lot of the younger dudes, Aramis Hudson, Ish Cepeda, Chase Webb, Alexis Ramirez, who, by the way, did a front crook to front feeble kickflip out yesterday on Instagram,
Jesus.
and it's absolutely mind-blowing, so go watch
It's
it.
so perfect. It doesn't even look
It could not have been done better.
Yeah, it's
Alexis goes.
It looks like he like, showed up to the park and that was the first trick he did.
Dude, best style. Such a good
crazy.
style.
Yeah, his board
Um,
control is his board feel. I guess I should say is just.
it's on some other level.
It's on some other level. I totally agree.
Yeah. So I think we're kind of just seeing a transition or rebranding, like you said.
Rebrand.
So we'll see. Honestly, I'm not going to be surprised if we see some more people not re-sign or DC doesn't want to re-sign. However it happens, I wouldn't be surprised if we see some more dudes in the near future no longer be on DC shoes. Honestly, I am mostly intrigued to see what happens with Chris Cole because he was on DC with a good amount of his friends with Mikey Taylor, Mike Mo, and Davis. Kind of, they're all homies, and I'm sure spent a lot of time together on trips. And with all three of them gone, I'm curious to see what will happen there. I think that would be really interesting, actually, to see if he was to not be on DC, where he would go.
I think it's also noteworthy that all the dudes that you just mentioned, that young little wave of DC riders, not one of those dudes is pro.
Yeah. Those are just, I mean, they're still pushing Evan Smith hard.
Right, which they should. But I'm just saying the pro team right now at this point is mostly just all like legends.
Yeah, Evan West. I'm gonna pull up their team
Danny
page.
Way.
Evan West, Danny. I'll pull up the team page right now. Let's see. Josh Kalis, good point. Great point. For what, 20 years?
God, yeah, dude, forever. Like, these are all just OGs. Like,
Cyril Jackson and T-Funk.
I mean, T-Funk's not pro yet. CJ is.
No, Cyril's pro, but they're both younger dudes. Right. And they're actually launching a Baker collaboration coming out.
It looks sick too. The DC Baker little logo
this week.
Badass. The B with like the star. That should look tight.
Mm-hmm. Where do you find a team page? Oh, here we go. All right, I'm trying to see if there's anyone we. Oh, Tommy Finn, that's a good person to mention for sure. Obviously, Tiago. Matters
Apps. How are we missing Tiago of all the fucking people to not mention?
Matters Apps, Carlos Aki, Diane Costa.
Oh, I didn't know he was over there.
Who? Diane?
Carlos Icky.
Oh, yeah, he is over there. And yeah, so their team is a lot smaller than. Oh, they have, and then the only AMs that are actually listed on their website. It says Global AMs. No.
Oh wow.
Tristan Funkhauser and Jagger Eaton.
No shit. Didn't
that
Jagger, the kid who won Tampa AM? Yeah.
Yeah, with the television show.
Not Tampa.
Phoenix.
Yeah.
But he's won Tampa.
You're right.
He's won both.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What do you think of Avni?
I mean, there's not much to think because we don't even know what it is. But
they got their.
What do I think? I guess I think that it'll be launched in the next couple months.
I'd say months. Yeah, you're right. Especially with like Mikey being behind it, so to speak, or like being
some sort of connection.
Yeah, being connected to it and being also very injured, or just coming.
He's just getting back though. Yeah,
that's what I should say. It's gonna be interesting to see who else is on the brand for their launch.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Because I mean, we got a soft Stray launch, really, like with their we, you know what I'm saying, like.
But they haven't really launched.
I know they haven't really launched, but I mean, at this point, they have two different dudes that are talking about it that are high-profile pros.
Yeah, you have a point.
It's not like Avni has Mikey Taylor being like, Avni, tagging it fucking 5 times in one post and then wearing his shoes.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Stray did things a little differently with the kind of they kind of got us ready for the announcement.
You hate him.
What was that?
You hate Stray.
No, I don't. I don't hate Stray.
Why?
I think no, I really don't. But I think that
you think they're biters?
I mean, everyone's a biter to an extent. I think that it's
2017, the year of the biter.
Oh, the whole 2017 years have been people biting each other. That's nothing new. I just think that from the shoes that I saw, it just seemed like it was almost, this is our version of this popular skate shoe from a skate brand, or at least a brand involved in skateboarding. And like, this is our version of it, and it's going to be cheaper. Which is a little, I just think it's an interesting tactic, but I could be completely wrong. Maybe that's not how it's going through their heads. That's the vibe I got from looking at their product. I'll have to see when it announces, well, or when it's launched, completely launched, and the whole line's out, and whatever. To I guess
Right.
have a bigger opinion, but that was my thoughts when I first saw what I have seen so far. But I don't know. Moving along, Battle at the Barracks 10 has been phenomenal, and I hope it still will continue to be. This week they did.
What was my record this week?
You went 2 for 2. I went 1 for 2.
Hey.
Dude, I had a hard. Okay, we'll get to that. Let's start out with Donovan and Malto. Let's start out with that. So Donovan and Malto, kind of like obviously the ongoing running joke on Instagram with them like beefing or whatever. I think to me the funniest part about it is reading the comment section of people like, "Is this a joke or not?" Like,
Oh my, yeah. Oh my God.
it's so clear
Malto,
to me.
Malto's gonna kick this Wigger's ass. Like, oh my God, chill the fuck out.
Yeah, I just don't get how people could have thought of it. Like the Instagram videos were clearly such a joke. I thought.
Mm-hmm. Who is this Donovan guy? He's not He's not buttery.
I don't know. I love the way that the Barracks went about putting out the Instagram
yeah.
videos, the battle itself. I absolutely loved it. I've watched it more than once. I think it was funny from the start with the rock paper scissors. That was already funny. Malto's. I love how Malto switch flipped over the sign.
That's fucked.
Yeah. Okay. You know what you should do is go back and watch it and realize how late he pops it. Like he was so close to hitting the sign.
I watched it right away. I noticed that right away.
That was insane.
Yeah, I know.
But I mean, obviously he's known for the switch flips a little bit. He's done it over at table.
All I have to say is like I just gotta say this prior to anything before we even go into this.
Go ahead.
Is that shit staged or what? Was that real? Was that a real game or was it just made?
The game, I think the game was. I think it was real to an extent, but I think Malto was gonna win. Period.
I think so too.
Because I don't think. I mean, if Malto was playing Louis, I don't think they were gonna let the shove it nose Manny nollie flip slide.
I agree.
Especially if you really open your eyes and ears, you'll notice that he tapped when he goes to nollie flip out.
Yep.
And Donovan's last attempt on offense, right before Malto does that, he tries a laser flip, and
like
I could be wrong.
Away.
Yeah, it didn't look like at all that he jumped for it.
I said it right away. I was like, why did he just throw his board away?
But yeah, I think that was just a part of the whole thing. I don't know. I love the idea. I love the way that the video came out.
I don't know.
So
all I know is I've seen Donovan do laser flips for 10 years, and it looked like he just literally was like, okay, I'm not gonna land this one. Like
yeah.
How
so yeah, I would assume yes, I would say that part of it was staged, but I think the battle was great, and I think they wanted it to go back and forth for sure.
Dude, as far as like a marketing strategy and like fun factor,
well, let's just see how many views that thing already has on YouTube, because I'm sure it's high.
I'm sure it's a ton.
Which I'm sure the Barracks is stoked on. Okay, so let's compare it to the other battles this past weekend. So Sean Malto versus Donovan Strain is right here, unsanctioned battle. 352,000 YouTube views.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and that's in 5 days. Moose versus Trent McClung has 176,000. Malto versus Louis has 240,000.
So basically like those two put together?
Yeah, almost. But I mean, obviously the Malto and Donovan one has been up for a little longer, but Malto versus Louis has a lot more views than Moose versus Trent. I think a lot of people, I mean, Louis is obviously top of the game right now as far as just being out there with footage and everything, obviously winning Tampa. And people, I think Malto is just a very marketable, someone that most people enjoy to watch
Right.
skate.
I was just gonna say that you can see
Um,
his name and you'll click on it.
Click on it, yeah. And it's also the follow up to the Donovan battle, so those are all probably reasons that battle has a lot more views than Moose versus Trent. But yeah, I think all in all, it was absolutely hilarious. I could not have been more surprised that Malta did nollie flip late shove it on offense. I don't like how did he do that?
Dude, I don't know, man.
And his flat ground nollie flip was so good in that.
Dude, it was hard for me. Are you talking about Malto versus Louis, right?
No, not yet. I'm still the nollie flip late shove it was versus Donovan.
I don't even understand how that happened.
What? The nollie
The
flip
no-
late shove?
Yeah,
I know.
that's so crazy.
That is nuts.
Especially for like being that he was playing against the dude with like the goofy shit, you know?
My guess is I would highly assume that he he put in some work to learn that trick for that battle,
I agree.
which is sick because that added to it because that you're gonna expect the weird late shove it's and double whatever, double hard flip, double frontside flip out of Donovan, but I don't think anyone clicked on that saying Malta might do a knife flip late shove it, which is sick.
Dude,
Donovan's shove it, late shove it, and shove it, late big
I
spin.
think it's hilarious.
Crazy.
Another thing that made it seem a little staged, not staged, but yeah, staged, definitely.
Yeah, it was staged to an extent.
Another thing that made it seem staged to me, so to speak, is that he made both of Donovan's weirdo tricks right out the gate, first try, double hard and double frontside flip.
I could be wrong. This is just my personal opinion. I don't think that. I think that those were all legit tries. Like I think my guess is multiple. Like I don't think Donovan did double hard flip, and it took Malta 6 tries, and they just put it in there. I honestly think that he probably did do both. That he didn't do the double frontside flip, but he did the double hard flip. I think that Malto actually did do that back on defense.
I think he does it. You think so?
Yeah, I think first he did it right there. I'm sure he practiced him for that battle, but I don't think the whole thing is fake.
Meh, whatever. Even if it is, who cares? It was fucking awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
And it was like a good little like thing to keep this year interesting.
Yeah, it was a great, and I think they did it at a good time probably. To
Definitely.
keep the hype going and keep it up because I think BATB 10. I think people are honestly psyched on it.
I am.
It's been great. Yeah, I know me and you are. It's been great so far. So the battle on Saturday was Trent McClung versus Moose.
Oh, the
I
weed
picked
heads.
I picked Trent and you picked Moose. I had a hard time picking on this one.
Did you?
They're both so good at flat.
Dude, this
So
one
good.
was like clear for me. Like I knew. Dude, Moose
I mean, it couldn't have been the outcome wasn't clear. Trent almost won.
I'm just saying, dude, Moose always does so well in games of skate.
Yeah, but think about the amount. Okay, but I mean, Trent had him to tee.
So does Trent.
Trent had him teed up, and Trent was on offense. So I
You're
would
right.
say, to an extent, Trent lost more than Moose won.
I get all right. If you want to be technical, I guess.
I'm not trying to take anything away from Moose, but
That's fine.
clearly Trent knew that Moose's downside is inward heel tricks, and I would say Trent has switched inward heels, and the nerves got to him.
Dude,
The uncomfortableness.
It's gotta be so weird to do like to the skate.
Yeah, think about it. Everyone's just sitting there watching you and your friends or whoever colleague, because I mean they're not all homies, but they all know each other for the most part.
Yeah, Moose was getting primitive boards for a while there. I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure they skated together.
Just skate flat ground. It's like gotta be awkward and quiet. But yeah, you could definitely tell that had an impact on this battle for sure.
What do you think about both of them repping the weed references?
No surprise out of Moose, out of Trent. I mean, I was surprised. I don't know. I mean, I don't. What is it? Don't they talk about it on Weekend Buzz? That none of them. What do they talk about? Did they just talk about drinking? Yeah, it was funny in the photo.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
But yeah, I would expect that out of Moose. Fits his whole.
I'm pretty sure he has like a weed sponsor.
Dude, it's crazy how that's a thing in skateboarding
That's
now.
a thing in skating now. Weed sponsors. That's fucking.
We got Weed
nuts.
Maps.
Weed Maps is out here taking people on trips.
Yeah, they went to
Not even
Coachella.
just like here's a bunch of free weed. Like they're about to taking people on trips.
They took Boo Johnson was there. Weed Maps at Coachella.
Mm-hmm.
Mountain Dew had Malto and Theo and Curran out there at Coachella too.
Would you go to Coachella?
I wouldn't spend money to go. I guess I'd go for free, but I don't know if I can handle that. It's so many people, and I don't know.
Do you think it's sick?
I think the idea of a music festival is cool. I think that it kind of gets blown out by the people that are, I don't know, just so cheesy. I feel like a lot of people want to go. Me and Billy Jackson were talking about this actually. I think a lot of people want to go for bragging rights and to post it on social media, which is super whack, which kind of like turns me off from it. But there are artists and bands there that I would love to see live. So for that part of it, I think, yeah, it's sick. On this week of Music Fillet.
I feel like it's like a lot of Instagram influence.
Exactly, and that turns me off to it. But my favorite band was there, so would I go? Sure. Malto and Curran were actually just saw Future Islands last week. They were in LA and Atiba. Atiba shot some pretty sick photos of that band.
Oh, I think I saw you post about it.
Yeah, they also performed at that Chicago House of Vans grand opening.
Oh, that's lit. I remember seeing those.
They did the song. They've done a lot of people have skated to their songs. Austin Gillette and his Unlimited. I think Austin Unlimited is a Thrasher part for Habitat. Most to them. They did a collab with Habitat. They did some boards. But yeah, I guess that's my thoughts on Coachella. But back to BATB Barracks. So yeah, Moose ended up winning. And then Malto played Louis. Medina and I both chose Malto. Again, it was kind of hard to choose. It was hard to choose.
So hard for me to.
I'm a fan of both. I'm a fan of both, and I thought they both had pretty good chance of beating each other, which ended up being pretty accurate because it was a close battle. Which is sick. That's what we want. Nice little back and forth.
Why did you choose Malta?
I'd say a big part of me choosing Malto was after watching him play Donovan.
Yeah, but
if I did like a bracket at the beginning, I think I maybe still would have chosen Malto. I don't know. Okay, well, look, if you think about Louis and BATB Barracks, he played Shane O'Neill and got smoked.
Mm-hmm.
Which a lot of people get smoked by Shane O'Neill. So that's not, in a way, that's not saying much. But he did look pretty nervous and uncomfortable when he played Shane.
That's exactly my point, too.
So, yeah, even if I made a bracket at the beginning and hadn't seen Donovan versus Malto yet, I still would have chose Malto. But Louis did look a lot more comfortable in this, I think, and skated better than he did against Shane. But he also had more opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
Because Shane was so dialed in. I think Louis went on offense once, missed a front three, which is rare.
Nerves,
maybe,
dude.
I think he missed the front three. But yeah, versus Malto, he looked good. So I'd hope they bring him back again in the future.
It's the nerves thing for sure.
You can see how it affects basically everyone.
Sure. You can clearly see the ones that are affected by it and the ones that aren't affected by it.
Yeah, I think it's just some people more than others.
I think that the reason I had to choose Malto was because of the whole, like, he's been used to that shit for his whole life.
Yeah, it was funny how
I guess Louis has too, though. I shouldn't.
Yeah, he's been contest since he was little, dude.
Yeah, man, good point. I don't know.
And I was a little hesitant with choosing Malto just based off the fact that he's never made it out the first round. I saw a comment that I didn't confirm if this is accurate, but it had tons of likes on YouTube, so I'm gonna go and think that it's accurate. It said that it was the first time Malto ever won rock paper scissors, which led to his first win, which is interesting. I don't know. I was like that they're back and forth.
Yeah,
go ahead.
How many games are there left in
round one?
Yeah.
Let me pull up the bracket here. I want to say it's just this weekend left, but I could be wrong. Okay, probably not actually. Chris Cole versus Dennis Buznitz have not played yet. P-Rod versus Chris Colburn. That is sick.
Yeah, we're all looking forward to the
yeah, there's a couple weekends. Luan versus Tori. This is a battle I actually thought of years ago. Like when I was just thinking about battles I'd like to see, so I'm hyped for that one.
We've seen it before.
Who, Luan versus Tori?
Mm-hmm.
Which battle the Barracks?
I don't know.
Are you
Which one
sure?
happened. I'm 100%.
Who won?
I want to say Luan won.
Did they play?
Battle
Oh,
of-
about the Barracks 4, round 1.
Yep.
Well,
Gnarly
I've been
pop, and
wanting
I'm
to see a
pretty
rematch for years.
positive it's Luan.
Oh, really?
I want to say Luan wins, dude. Like,
I mean, it's us versus them. What the fuck? Is
Well, let me check. Oh, I remember this battle.
it's
The
all
thing is,
just
I feel like they've
stupid
grown
pop.
so much and are so much more. Like, we know what to expect out of both of them, which has me more excited.
That's all right. That's true.
Not that we didn't then. Okay, yeah, Luan won.
Especially Luan, dude. All right, cool.
Luan had an A, and he beat Tori. So it was a little
It's
back and forth.
gnarly. It's gnarly to see how far those dudes have come, especially Luan.
I
That's when
just-
he was,
Yeah, he
he
was.
was globes.
Yeah,
Wait, who?
and flip
Luan-
t-shirts.
Luan is on Mountain Dew.
Yeah, but that's
Okay.
pretty recent-ish.
Okay, just making sure.
I mean, if he's even still on, I don't know. It's like he doesn't. Who
it's
knows?
recent.
Who really
Mountain Dew-
cares?
Yeah, dude, Mountain Dew is an evil brand. They kick people off for smoking weed.
Let's see. Diego Nahara versus Chris Johnson. That'll be interesting.
Oh, shit. I think
Let's.
Diego has more tricks than him.
Yeah, I would choose Diego.
That's sorry to say because I fucking love.
Okay,
Chris
let's do this.
Johnson.
The first round battles haven't happened yet. Let's pick them. So
Oh,
let me go
shit.
back
Sorry.
to the top. Chris Cole versus Dennis Buznitz. Who you got?
I can't go against Chris Cole.
All right. Yeah, that's really hard.
I can't.
Yeah, I'll go Chris.
He literally has every trick.
I agree.
I feel
P Rod
like
versus Chris Colburn. I'm actually gonna go Chris Colburn.
you're going Cookie. I'm going P Rod. You can't go. I can't go against P Rod.
Dude, but think about this, Medina. Cookie's got those like front shove late flips, like weird stuff like that you're not gonna see at a pole.
But does he have him first try?
I don't know. We will see. I'm excited for that. I like Cookie a lot. Diego versus Chris. Diego.
Yeah.
You already said Diego as
Yeah.
well.
He just has
PJ Ladd versus Billy Marks. I'm going PJ.
I'm going Billy.
Okay.
He's shooting triple flip PJ. to
Shane
hell.
O'Neal versus Davis Torgerson. I'm gonna go Shane.
Oh man, that sucks. I love Davis.
I do too. I
Can't
really
go-
do.
I can't not pick. I'll pick Shane to win the whole fucking thing, but I don't want to.
Walker Ryan versus Will Fyock. I'm gonna go Walker.
You're going Walker.
I think that'll be a good one.
I'm gonna go Willie Fyock for the double flip factor.
Okay. Cody. Oh, that already happened. Seva versus Michael Sommer.
You can't not pick Seva, dude.
Yeah, I'm going Seva.
He's gonna do that hard flip, hard 180, like the.
Frontside big flip.
Oh god, yeah.
That's what I
frontside
call
big
it.
flip.
I mean, I guess that's what it is. But yeah, hard flip for 180. So those are some battles we got coming up next few weekends that I'm definitely looking forward to.
Hard flip front 180 is so gnarly.
Dude, if you watch him do it though, not to take anything away, but it's 100% based off of how comfortably he can flat ground hard flip because he doesn't even really start turning his shoulders.
Yeah, right. But
He just hard flips onto his nose with the shoulders opening and turns.
That's exactly how he does it. That still looks absolutely.
Well,
insane.
it's hard to control your hard flip that much to land on your nose that well with your shoulders going that way. It's like so unnatural. So unnatural.
Dude, all I know is that this bracket is like literally best of the best. Like holy shit.
Dude, they did a great job.
Oh man, they nailed it. Other than,
Medina.
Like Michael, like I hate to say, like other than Michael Sommer or whatever the fuck, he's awesome. He's on Nike program. He kills it. Like he kills it. But other than him, like these dudes are all like, top tier dudes, man.
Yeah. I'm excited to see how it unfolds. I've been a fan about the Barracks since I got into skateboarding. But I think this one has me very. So what I'm saying is that I've always been intrigued. So it's not like I'm being convinced because I was someone that wasn't into it. I've always been into it. But I'd say I'm just as into it as ever, if not more, because
Same.
of this great lineup.
Same.
King of the Road release date, Mike. What was that? It's in June, correct? Beginning of June.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that was
Oh,
posted.
yeah.
Burnett posted about that. And Thrasher today did, right? Or Jamie Foy did. Seen a few Instagram posts. It's going to be on Vice.
Yeah, I mean, are they gonna do the whole Vice channel thing again?
Yeah, I believe so.
What do you think about that?
I kind of like how they're lengthy episodes, so you can just chill and watch it. 45 minutes of skating. But I don't know. What do you think about it?
I think that like they're making it like this weird like exclusivity thing that I think that it's a matter of time before it ends up on ETN.
Oh, wow. That's something I didn't think about.
Yep. I don't know how long or
I could
how-
see ETN going after them, but I don't know. I mean, yeah, we don't know the details. The Thrasher might have a very beneficial contract with Vice that they might not want to get rid of.
Mhm. Yeah,
Um,
absolutely, but we don't know for how what the length of that contract is. This could be
I
for
would
all we
bet
know.
that. I mean, yeah, but I would bet that this is they had to re-sign for maybe they do it season by season because
Totally.
I would assume that the first season that they only signed him for one season because they want to see how it does before they
But then this
sign a
one
bunch.
could have been for 5 years, for all we know.
Yeah, exactly.
Or,
We don't know. We
or
don't
it could
know.
have just been another season.
Yeah,
which-
it could have been. Well, it did good
which,
once.
I
It's.
mean,
I mean, we
which-
don't even know compared to their other shows how it did,
Right. All I'm saying
but
is
it did
that
well enough for them to do it again.
this is the Yenta podcast, and all I'm gonna say is that it's very likely for me in my mind that if ETN does well, which I think they might, or I think they will personally, that if ETN does well within this year that they have, and say just say I'm not. This is all speculation. So I mean, this is no fact, no confirmation in any way. But I'm saying like, so say that they, lose or not lose, but they don't end up
With Vice.
having it on Vice. Okay, so say that and ETN grabs it. It's like that is perfect for ETN.
I'm sure that. Okay, I think that I could see if it's not on Vice and they don't have a home, I would definitely see it going to ETN.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, we just don't know the details.
I think it'd be really cool to see it on ETN.
It would.
To be honest
I
with you.
agree. I agree. I would rather give my money to ETN than Vice. Not that I'm even against Vice. I just
Yeah.
don't know anything about it.
I was gonna say I personally love Vice. I've loved. I'm a
Yeah,
journalism
I've watched a lot of cool documentaries.
Right. I'm a journalism major and I'm a fucking writer. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I do. So
Yeah.
it's like for me, Vice does what a lot of other people don't do. Like as far as what my tastes and things I want to read and things I want to watch are.
Okay.
So when they got involved with King of the Road, I was obviously stoked, right? But like you were just, hinting at or hitting on, I guess, like the whole if I want to give my money to someone, I want to give it to skateboarders. And it's gonna
In
be
a situation
like
like this, for sure. Yeah.
well, no, I feel like it's gonna be like that pretty much like 10 times out of 10. Like if there's a skateboarder that owns a business or a skateboarder that runs a company or a skateboarder that does anything that a company does that's not owned by skateboarding, then it's like I would rather just support that.
Yeah. I know what you're saying for sure. And honestly, for me, I think Eric Bragg is someone that I really want to support, especially after listening to his nightclub. I got really inspired.
Yep.
That
is one
by
smart
his story.
human, dude.
Dude, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
The way that he looks at branding and the way that he looks at his ideas and that like making his ideas come to life is so fucking inspiring to me.
Yeah, I think that he's someone that people can learn a ton from. Everyone can. Because obviously he's had crazy ideas that other people didn't have, and we've seen a lot of them succeed.
Totally. And let's not like forget that they were all completely original things.
Yeah, I would agree.
We haven't seen any of this shit.
I agree. That does conclude our list, Mike.
Holy shit, 99.
Yeah, that is the list for 99.
We've done all
There's
nine
anything
of
else we
these.
can add? It was kind of a slow week, to be honest. But
How many have you done? When did you come in?
I think I started on 12.
12.
I want to say.
That's rad. That's
Yeah.
so rad. So next week, this time next week is 100 of these.
Episode 100.
Holy shit, we might have to give something away, huh?
You know, it's not a bad idea, Mr. Medina.
All right. Hopefully we'll make it. Might have to be something special.
Find out next week,
Something.
ladies
something
and gentlemen.
one of a kind.
One of a kind? Oh, I like that. I like the way it sounds.
Yeah, me too.
Real special. For a special episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, any last words, or we're just gonna wait to hit triple digits?
Dude, I'm just excited, and I'm very, dude, I don't know, the fact that there's people that have been here since episode 1.
Yeah, there really are, which is crazy.
It's essentially that we've been here the same. Like you know what I'm saying? We're doing the same thing. Our people that are with us every single week are the craziest people to me.
I mean, that's how I got on. I listened to the first 11.
Yeah, that's true, man.
And it worked out
That's
somehow.
rad. Skate Fillet rules, dude. We need to make some t-shirts.
Shout out to Drew.
Oh man.
Thank you. Even though he'll probably never hear me say that on this exact podcast, but he already knows I'm thankful. He probably won't listen to Skate Fillet episode 99. But maybe if he does, he'll text me when he's like, yo, you're welcome. But he knows I'm thankful anyway. But, I mean, this really wouldn't have happened with, for me personally, it was because of Drew. But Skate Fillet is really Drew's
Dude,
creation.
It took me a lot of convincing from him to want to do this.
I could see why. It was
At the time,
before podcasts were really popping off in skateboarding.
Yep, there was only Weekend Buzz, the godfather of us all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I had a different perspective because I'd been listening to it, so I don't need any convincing. But you were there from the first episode, which is crazy.
Yeah, I remember when he asked me to do video, I immediately said no. Because at that point, no one had ever seen my face. I was just writing articles for Junkie Monkeys, you know.
It's weird to think how I don't at all get nervous or uncomfortable speaking on this. But if I was, we kind of touched on this the other week.
If you're by yourself, it's
vlogging or like with a camera.
Yep.
Or yeah, when we had Mikey Taylor on and right after he left, your connection broke. I got so uncomfortable. I was like, I don't have anyone to talk to. What do I do?
Right, but the whole thing is that the whole feel for this podcast, the whole thing that we wanted it to be was just like, you guys are tired, you guys have been skating all day, and you guys just want to talk about skateboarding with your friends.
Yeah, it's cool how it's so conversational.
Yep. Well, dude, that's it, man. Next week is the 100th.
Episode 100 will be here 7 days from now. So we'll make sure Mike and I will tweet it as we do.
Mm-hmm.
I'll post about it on the Skate Fillet Instagram, which today I did right after we went live, which is partially my bad, but hectic day. But we'll be all on point next week for 100. Hopefully some cool stuff to come guest-wise. Hopefully next week, working on that. Mike already hinted at the giveaway. Hopefully some sick stuff happens this week, so we have some cool topics. But no matter what, thank you to everyone for listening. And we will be back. That's episode 99.